Hello everybody and welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events, and this is turning out to be a big weather event, I think, for much of Arkansas. This isn't really confined to one area of the state, although I think it's going to be central and southern Arkansas that's going to have to deal with sleet and freezing rain, north snow, just a mixed bag all across Arkansas. You may remember we're talking about 2 rounds of precipitation. The first one, very confident it's going to happen late Sunday and into the first part of Monday. The second round, very much in question. The NAM model is really aggressive. The North American model is very aggressive with bringing precipitation back late Monday night into Tuesday, while the others may be southern Arkansas at best. So I chose the 30% chance for southern Arkansas for my forecast, but it's just something we need to watch. The HPC and our National Weather Service office even noted that a lot of times these things trend further south in the medium range, and then when you get 1 to 2 days out, they start jumping north, and that's been the trend this winter. So it's something worth watching. But we're very confident about what's going to happen tomorrow night. Nothing is ever a sure thing in the world of weather until after it happens. So no snow or ice forecast will ever be perfect. Some are closer than others. So just keep that in mind. We're going to do our absolute best, but it does look like wintry weather will come into the state. Now you're looking at the latest GFS. I'm recording this Saturday morning at about 10:40. So this is the morning run of the GFS. And first of all, look at this. That's at 18Z. So this is noon. If you look way up here, see that at the top of the screen? That red line, that's the freezing line. Beautiful day today. But look at this, just 12 hours later, this is at midnight, the freezing line is south of Little Rock. So a huge drop in temperature, wind chill values tank. And this is Monday, no it's not, it's Sunday at 6 p.m. There's the 32-degree line, very clear here across central Arkansas. There it is, right there, just north of Little Rock. That's the 35-degree line. So we're holding the mid and upper 30s across central Arkansas. And this is showing you the amount of precipitation over the previous 6 hours. And this orange, that's sleet. The blue is snow, thanks to weatherbell.com, using their maps. They're fantastic stuff. And then this is green, which is rain. So you can see where the frozen precipitation is across western Arkansas, okay? We're dry. But then as we go between 6 and midnight, look what happens. Between 6 p.m. Sunday and midnight on Monday, Sunday night, Monday morning, the forecast is as we thought: snow across the north, sleet in the Peach, and then this is my concern. This is at midnight. Here's the 32-degree line across southern Arkansas. This will dip further towards the south. This is plain rain, but then watch as the colder air comes in, the precipitation comes in. We'll see a changeover to freezing rain across southern Arkansas, and I'm worried about power outages if this materializes across the southern one-third of the state. So in this portion of the state, if that materializes, I would expect and anticipate, nothing yet, an ice storm warning for this portion of the state, and then a winter storm warning for other areas of the state, maybe some winter weather advisories too. And this is what I'm talking about here. This is between midnight Monday and 6 a.m. on Monday morning. You see widespread sleet. You see snow north, sleet, and some of it could be moderate, maybe heavy, and freezing rain across the southern one-third of the state. So that's my concern. You can almost break the state down into thirds. Snow north third, the middle third sleet, almost do this, and then southern third would be freezing rain, which you don't want. If you have to choose between the two, you want sleet. Actually, if you have to choose between the three, you want snow. Things wind down according to the GFS Monday morning, and it's out of here. It stays cold. And with snow and ice on the ground, the models, here's one other thing to point out, the models will over forecast temperatures most likely because it doesn't know snow and ice is on the ground, so it's actually a little bit colder. Something to keep in mind. There's another wave of precipitation coming in late Monday night into Tuesday, and I've got that chance. Again, this is the second wave. The GFS, dry as a bone here. But southern Arkansas, you see freezing rain, sleet, and snow. Northern Louisiana, maybe edging into southern Arkansas. Other models take this further north, and as I said, the trend sometimes this winter has been for these lows in the 1 to 2 day time period that start advancing towards the north. So we're going to keep an eye and see if that's a trend with that, okay? Now, I'm breaking this up. Let me scoot this over so you can see all this into 4 panels. Again, we're using weatherbell.com. I want to explain to you, this is ice accumulation in this panel. You see Arkansas, that's not ice, I'm sorry, it's ice, but sleet accumulation. This is freezing rain accumulation. This is rain accumulation, and this is snow accumulation. So you're looking at all 4 different precipitation types and how much they accumulate. So watch. This is by Monday morning at 6 a.m. And we'll stop that. Yeah. Okay, so this shows it beautifully. The sleet accumulation here, and there could be up to an inch, I think, in some areas. Up to a trace to an inch of sleet easily in these areas. Snow, northern Arkansas, I think 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches, a possibility here. Even trying to show a little bit of snowflakes here, but I'm not quite sure about that. And then there's the freezing rain, and that could amount to 1/4 of an inch. Now, at 1/4 of an inch, that's where you start to see problems with trees and power lines. That's the threshold usually. You can have some very isolated stuff lower than that, but 1/4 of an inch is a good threshold, and that's the threshold for an ice storm warning. So we'll see across west central and southern Arkansas. So you can see how the state's divided in thirds. Now let me go to some other maps here. Why did I just zoom out on that? There's the winter storm watch, and that winter storm watch is in effect for all of Arkansas except the northwest corner, and I've got a feeling they'll be put under one. Like I said, I think a lot of this will be upgraded to a winter storm warning at some point, and then an ice storm warning. Look for that across this portion of the state. I don't issue those. It'll be up to the National Weather Service office in Little Rock. They'll coordinate with Shreveport and with Jackson that control these counties. I know a lot of you who come here, boy, that is a little too big there. Let me zoom. That's too much. A lot of you are weather savvy and probably already know this, but the difference between freezing rain and sleet. Freezing rain, the surface layer of 32 degrees or colder, the surface layer is so shallow, so just above it, it's quite warm. So as that rain falls, it's so shallow, those rain droplets don't have time to freeze, so it stays rain. And then it falls into that sub-freezing air, onto trees, power lines, objects, everything, and then it freezes and forms a glaze of ice. And the more you get, the bigger the glaze of ice. And you can see that in this very clearly. This tree here, the limbs and the branches have a glaze of ice on them, and then they get weighted down, and that's where the power issues come in. Sleet is what you want between the two. This, while both are a travel concern, sleet is only a travel concern with very minimal chance of power outages unless you have cars sliding into poles or things like that. But it's those balls of ice which fall on the ground. There's a layer of air that we go from something shallow to something a little deeper, and it's still warm aloft. It's a little deeper, so those rain droplets, they have the time. They have that time before it hits the ground to freeze into those droplets, into those sleet pellets that bounce. Snow, it's 32 degrees or colder all the way up. So that's just an easy way of taking a look at that. Everybody wants to see this map. Again, following the maps and the GFS and other modeling, this is a good bet. 1 to 3 inches of snow, mostly sleet up to an inch, maybe some isolated higher amounts, then rain changing to freezing rain across this area of the state. Almost 9 minutes. I hope I gave you some good information. I'll keep you updated. Our weather team, Ned, Barry, Melinda, and I were all in contact with each other, just planning how we're going to handle all this and cover everything for you. It is, I mean, obviously it's going to get covered, but we thank you immensely for trusting us. We take that very seriously. I hope that we can get away without any power outages, and this is just something fun for the kids to sled in for a day or so, and then it's over. Everybody wants to, not everybody, but a lot of people want to see the winter weather. I want everybody to please be safe on the roads. There's always a downside to this. And while there's a lot of people who want to sled and all that, there's always the downside of some of the things that happen in this type of weather. And that's what we're trying to prevent. So I wish it was more snow than anything else, but it just looks like a big old, it's an Arkansas slushie. Let's call it that. I'm now calling it an Arkansas slushie. All right, I've bloviated too long. Thank you very much for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events.